It's year 2 for Coach Prime and his Colorado Boulders. All last year he was telling us how he's here, we coming, we gonna win ball games, this, that, and the third. And they won some ball games. They won 4. But they come out this year. They're 1-1, 0-1 in conference, and they lost pretty nice to Nebraska Cornhuskers last week. So I have a few questions, and it's this: should they have left their last conference to come over here? And will Colorado be any better year 2? Let's jump into it a little bit. All right, so they play Nebraska. We all know the hype around Nebraska. They finally got them a quarterback. They have a pretty decent defense, in my opinion. But the quarterback, Dylan Raiola, was highly sought out of out of high school. Came to Nebraska, and he played pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of hype around him being, Patrick Mahomes' twin, yada yada yada. But we're not here to talk about them because they won the ball game. They made it clear that what happened last year wasn't going to happen this year, and they proved it by winning the ball game 28-10. But I don't think Colorado has improved very much from last year. We all know last year Colorado was having trouble on the offensive line. And you watch the game, once again, Colorado was struggling again on the offensive line. Rushing yards: Dylan Hayden, 5 carries, 32 yards. Isaiah Gustav, 2 carries, 6 yards. Fun fact: Isaiah Gustav came from Arkansas, where at Arkansas he was actually going to be a premier back this year, but he chose to go to Colorado, and 2 carries, 6 yards. But yeah, they 5 carries, 32 yards. 2 carries, 6 yards. They ran the ball a total of 22 times out of 4 quarters. 22 times they ran the ball out of 4 quarters. And guess how many yards they ended up with? 16 total yards. Remember, I was just telling you how the offensive line is not improved from last year. Well, let me tell you how. Shedeur Sanders was sacked 6 times. 6. Which had him rushing yards, -30. Total of 16 rushing yards Colorado had. You're not going to win very many ball games if you cannot establish the run. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care if you say you're just the best passer in the league. If you do not have an offensive line to block for you, and if you cannot develop a run game, you're not going to be able to pass the ball. Now, don't get me wrong. The Joker was still 23 of 38, 244 through the air. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But QBR rating was 24.4. Horrible. 24.4. All right. So out of the 244, of course, Travis Hunter helped him out. He had 10 for 110. No touchdowns, though. But 10 for 110, you'll take it. He's a ball player. He's a guy. He's going to get his. But the offensive line is still struggling. Jimmy Horn only had 3 for 26. But Will Shepherd had 3 of 59. But we just go to say, we talked about the offense last year and how we know they can be explosive if you give Shedeur Sanders time. But I don't think they fixed the offensive line play. I just don't. You watch them, man, they're getting beat off the line. They're missing assignments. They're getting bull rushed. And they spent a lot of money on this offensive line. Just for this offensive line to still be, I wouldn't even say they're mid. They're really bad. This offensive line is really bad. And I'm pretty sure Shedeur and Travis are going to be gone this year. But Coach Prime is coming back, most likely. How long do you think they're going to continue to ride this wave of prime time in Colorado? You don't get me wrong. Yes, he has brought more wins than they have seen in a long time. Don't get me wrong. He has brought prime time to Colorado. But at the end of the day, you're bringing all this hype. How long before you start bringing the actual success that you have promised the people in Colorado? That's the thing. It starts up front on your offensive line. I don't care how good your quarterback is, your receiver is, your running back is. If you have those 5 guys up front that cannot hold a block, that cannot protect your quarterback, that cannot open up run lanes, I don't care how good of skill guys you have, nothing will open up. Nothing will prosper if you cannot get your 5 guys up front to make it happen. It just will not. Now we talked about their beginning of the season, playing a team in Nebraska. And this really showed you a lot. Showed you that their offensive line is still struggling. Showed you that their offense is not improved. Showed you that their defense is also still struggling. And now let's talk about them switching conferences and what to look forward to. It's not nothing just super crazy. There's still, there's still like if you want to pass the ball and things like that, the Big Ten, you can do that. But was it worth moving? I don't think it makes a difference. Because I think both Pac-12 and Big 12 are similar. Honestly, I think their conference is similar. You got strong teams, of course. You got USC in the Pac. You got Oregon in the Pac. But then you got Oklahoma State in the Big 12. You have Kansas State in the Big 12. You have Utah in the Big 12. You got Arizona in the Big 12. Even UCF, they're in the Big 12. You cannot sleep on that Gus Malzahn offense. They're 2-0 so far. But is it really a big difference? Is it really anything to be worried about with your offense being exactly how it basically was last year into this year? Does it make a difference that they change conference? It doesn't. Because at the end of the day, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, Sun Belt, whatever, your record is not going to be too much of a difference if you don't have an offensive line to protect, an offensive line to run the ball. It's not going to make a difference. So, I was just thinking about that. Does it make a difference that they decided to switch conferences? No, it don't. Because look at it. You lose. You beat Nebraska last year, but you come this year, you're supposed to be a much improved team, and you lose to Nebraska this year. You beat Colorado State last year. You finna play them again this coming up week. You can lose to Colorado State because you barely beat them last year in overtime. So I don't think it's going to be much of a difference. I don't see real quick. They won 4 games last year, correct? They won 4 games last year. Be honest with you. And they should have won more. But right now, the only games I can see them winning. And this is maybe Colorado State. And maybe Texas Tech. Maybe. Those are 2 games I can see Colorado winning. So I don't know, man. Just want to wait to see. Colorado is just right now. They're hot. They're buzzing because it's something fresh and new. But eventually they're going to get tired of losing. They're going to get tired of the hype, and eventually people are going to stop putting money into Colorado if you don't really start. Instead of saying we coming, if you ain't already been done came, because they're waiting. So yeah, man. Let's just see. Let's keep checking on Colorado, man. Let's see maybe where they're gonna go. I don't see them winning more than 2 games this year. Truly. 2, 3 max. But you got to wait and see. Maybe they get better. Maybe they figure the offensive line out. But them changing conference does not make a difference.